Okay. So I have a game that we're gonna play, but I think I'll go through your questions first that I have for you personally, and then we can jump into the little gameplay there. So have you ever dated a guy that lived with his mom, or would you?
Yes, I have.
Okay. How was that experience? Like, did you feel like it was awkward, or?
I feel like it's a young person thing. I feel like it's a young person thing, and the only way I would date somebody that lived with their parents is if you are taking care of your parent. I'm not saying that they can't take care of themselves. It's just like you're in the household to supplement the household. You're not just there because you just don't want to pay rent, kind of thing. Because I can't say I would never, and I fuck with my mom heavy. If I want to go live at my mom's house, I'm going. If you don't want to fuck with me because I don't have my own, okay, I'm at my mom's, like, who cares? But yeah, definitely it has to be for me, because I know that would be the main thing for me, going back to my mom's house to help her, and
not to live off of her,
and to alleviate shit off of her. So yeah.
Okay. What was your best night, like, dancing? Like, what would you say was the most you made? Like, somebody just dropped, or maybe an accumulation of like what you got paid.
10,000.
Shit.
It was 25.
Nice.
It was 25. And they sent an email transfer, actually.
Wow.
So that's the funny thing. So that was the thing about it, because not a lot of people know that. It was 25. And then so 5 and 5, 2 checks, baby.
You beat Paris, yo.
Really?
She had 15.
I was in Toronto. A House of Lancaster, a billionaire, came in, and he literally tipped me $15,000 that night. And I don't. I think his name was
DJ Fee.
And he tipped the waitress $15K too, and I got pissed. I'm like, how come she got $15K? She ain't shaking her ass. I need an extra 5, 10.
I wish I had a ching sound effect in here. Next time.
Really? No, but like, yeah, because that's because Magic Monday times I was clearing 12, 13.
Wow.
12, 13 every Monday.
Shit.
Yeah. So, and mind you, Paris was dancing, but I had to give it up to her because she was getting 20s and 50s. Like, this ones thing for Toronto was new. When we were dancing, you gave us 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s, like, so.
All the denominations.
Hell yeah. But I was doing the damn thing, and homeboy sent an e-transfer. I said, sick.
Damn.
Sick when
Nice. Can I throw something in there based on that Toronto thing? Because there was once upon a time where I used to frequent the strip clubs around the city, more downtown.
Yeah.
And there was never no dollar throwing and everything like that, because that's an American thing. And we got loonies and fucking toonies.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody's throwing.
But then I started hearing about certain clubs like House of Lancaster on certain nights, like the Queensway one, I think.
Yeah.
That were like doing dollar bills.
But even before that, it was Twerk It Tuesdays.
So what are mans doing? Like buying American ones?
Yeah. So Twerk It Tuesday was, okay, I have to take it a little bit back. Shout out Earner's Life. And shout out, I'm gonna remember the name, but when we were at Airport Strip, they came inside the club and they're like, Airport Strip never really sold Hennessy, so they were like, hey, like, we want to have a party here for a birthday. Can we have a party here? So they're like, yeah, have the party. Can you buy Hennessy? She's like, sure. And then he's like, we're gonna throw ones. So that was the first inference for me, interaction with ones. So he's like, we're from the States and da-da-da-da. Like, I was like, cool. But they're from Toronto. They just traveled a lot. So then that happened like maybe 3 or 4 times. And then Twerk It Tuesday happened. Twerk It Tuesday was in Brampton. So Airport Strip was like Saga. And then right behind it was Brampton off of Derry Road there. So when they had Twerk It Tuesday, it was the same thing. Bringing the girls in, flying them down, so you kind of get the whole strip club out of town experience.
Right? Vibes.
Right, but it was in a warehouse, so I can't remember what that club was called, but it was big enough to have that experience in there. Because if you notice, most of the clubs out here are small, right? Except for like Paradise, right?
Yeah.
All the clubs are like literally a matchbook small. So now when you have Twerk It Tuesday, it's like, oh, like maybe we can actually get used to this vibe. Boom. Violence. Shut down. Then moves into Magic Monday. So shout out Spotty, Matt Mogul. I don't know why I'm like forgetting people's names. There's a lot of DJs that were into that. YYZ clothing, homeboys that did that. So they was like, listen, we want to have KOD in Toronto. Where can we do that? House of Lancaster on Queensway. It was like the biggest club outside of Paradise.
Yeah.
Right?
Or the downtown ones here.
Yeah. That they can have it at, have sections at, have the, they had bottle service girls. They had us girls running around. Like, in there was an experience. But then they're like, what about the ones? And they were like, well, we're just going to have to buy ones. So shout out Spiro. Spiro went and got $1,000 in ones.
Wow.
And so when you have that every week, minus like, especially when you're paying, you have these people coming in and paying $40 to come inside the club.
Mm-hmm.
He found the money somewhere, somehow to buy the ones because I wasn't exchanging them. Dollar bills, like no. Ice, no. The answer is no. Yeah. I'm going because I traveled too. So I was like, why? I don't even have to exchange money anymore. Hell no. So I used to have a shoe box, and I'm pretty sure some of us still do. I had a shoe box filled of just the dollar bills.
Wow.
I went to Shoppers with dollar bills. I went to Mexico with dollar bills. I went to pay stuff with dollar bills. Like I had dollar bills off the ass.
American dollar bills.
Yeah. Now what turned the tide is people were still picking up the money off the floor. So if you had a good night in the club and the nigga throw like $2,000, when the girls count up, there's like 500 missing. Why? Because the patrons take it. Or you have some guys who want to flip the switch and will flip the bag in the club and keep the money. So if I just
wait, explain that again.
So if I want $100, right, in US, I think the exchange was like 140 or 150 Canadian, right? So if I bought $1,000 US, would equate to whatever.
Yeah.
I get the $1,000 US, but I only throw 5. Why? Because technically I didn't pay shit for it.
They're trying to make a money off.
No, it's a flip because it's not real money. I didn't give you real money for the real money that you gave me.
They gave them some county.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, counterfeit for people in the audience. I was like just slanging it out here.
That's the quickest way to wash some bread. Why not?
Damn.
That's free game.
Crazy.
That's free game. So if you got some stuff, there's places you can go to and count it. Cause like who's really gonna sit there and want, oh, the man's buying $1,000, go sell it to him. Why? Because if he spends it, he's gonna want to buy more. He's gonna we don't care because it's American ones. Like who cares?
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's where that came into. But then people started stealing the money. So they were like, oh, let's do the fake ones. So it's now flipping it back. Like we print all these fake ones and then we're going to sell it for the real Canadian money, still sell it at somewhat the same price, but they can't do 140 the exchange. They probably do like 120, 130, depending on whatever. And then at the end of the night, now you have to sit down and count out your bread to go to the person who has the party and be like, hey, can you give me the exchange? Would you believe that
real stuff?
Right, but would you believe that problems still happen?
Of course.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it.
Okay. Because I don't understand how you sell ones, fake dollar bills, right? You get the real money and you put down the money, so. And when I go back for the money,
yeah.
Or there's not enough. Or maybe there's something. What do you mean? Like you guys control that. It would be different now if I'm saying, hey, I got $2,000 in real dollar bills. Can you give me back the exchange? And they're like, no, we're just going to give you the Canadian for it. What? That's why I hated giving back my American bucks. Because you guys already sold it at $150. Now you want to sell it back 1 for 1?
Wow.
I'm telling you, Toronto, that's why it's Screwface City out here. It is a rough game out here. It's a rough game.
Man.
Yeah. A rough game out here. These girls put in work. And to be honest, we're dancing for nuts. Nuts. Because the girls in the States are laughing.
Shit.
Paris makes money. And for her to say her biggest night is 15, girls in the States are clearing 3 racks, 4 racks, 5 racks. Crazy. In the States.
No, for sure.
Rude. It's rude is what it is.
Yeah. So what's a deal breaker for you? Because you're still, people don't understand like how you could be a dancer and still date. And it's like, you're a damn person, man. Work is work and you have feelings and, like you're a woman, man. Emotions just run wild, right? So it's like, what's a deal breaker for you to like say a man is your man?
What do you mean like deal breaker though?
Like, does he have to have, well, sweetie, for instance, 6 figures.
Oh, like what's it? Oh, when I think deal breaker, I mean like it feels like it's a no-go. Right.
Deal maker, I guess.
Yes, the deal maker. I'm super chill, but for me it's consideration. Like, your money's your money. If you don't want to buy me shit, fuck you. I'm gonna buy it my fucking self. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna tolerate you a lot. Because I should never be with anybody that I feel that I couldn't come to if I did need something. Right? Okay. That makes no sense to me. I just hate gender roles sometimes. I do feel that you should be kind and considerate and open the door for me and whatever. But I don't feel like I'm only designated to dishes and you're designated to fucking give me money. But I feel that if I'm dating you, then you should be a protector. I should feel protected when I'm outside with you. There's no time that I should feel unprotected or not safe. So that's a big thing for me. Consideration. If I tell you that I'm having a fucked up day and you're playing fucking Madden or whatever the hell you're doing, and you can't say, yo, you all right?
The video gamers?
You're like give me 10 seconds of your time. Like, give me a hug sometimes. Like, I'm more into that. I like gifts, but they don't have to be big gifts. I like Starbucks. If you just went outside and got me a Starbucks cup, I'd be like, I love you, baby. Come here. Let me show you something.
Drop it on me.
Yeah, like I'm not hard on people. I just feel like I don't have to repeat myself because in my industry, you can come a dime a dozen. I'm not saying that you are. I'm saying that you can come by a dime a dozen because I can just go outside and pick somebody who would just do it just because of my name or just because of what they think that they'll get from me. So if I'm investing time into you, then I would appreciate the time and consideration back.
They got to respect the emotions that you bring to the table because you're more than just a dancer and all the other titles. Hell yeah. You're still a woman at heart and you still feel, right?
Yeah. I want things, like you may not want a hug, but I do.
Exactly.
So if you're paying attention, I'll pay attention because I'm a natural giver. I love spoiling people that I'm around and showing them affection and time. But if you can't do that, then I ain't got it for you. Okay. And I'm an Aquarius, so I just kind of off.